90 degrees in here. We're gonna draw some test presses. It's a weird water bottle. Did all this for everybody that just wants to make fucking memes out of me. Now I got 4 questions from the 88th chamber of Shaolin that I'm gonna answer while we do the test press drawings. Now the first one was, should women be allowed in metal, basically, and then several other follow-up questions that pretty much just imply either misogyny or general dislike of women and stuff. Okay, see, and I've said this before, and unless you like really get this, you can't figure this out. Okay, there is a tremendous feminine energy imbalance in the world. Okay, and it's been like that for like thousands of years. Okay, because everything is just all out of balance, and then you get stuff that it's like people can't just talk to each other anymore, and that's probably why you got rejected enough times to make you want to answer that question or ask that question. And if you need to go full MGTOW, bro, I support you. I do. Okay? But all trolling aside, I am all for women being involved in metal, contributing, all of that. And actually being, actual women, not the, fat alcoholic Bonnie Rotten look. Bonnie Rotten is based, by the way. Like, if you actually go look at that, like, she's based now. But that aside, I'm all for women being in contributing to metal, all of that. There's none of that. I don't get into the whole, let's just be. I don't get into that, and I don't get into all the hating of women. Like, this isn't even a virtue signal, because it's not. I've never understood that. I really haven't. I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm a total antisocial shut-in who is spending what would be his equivalent of a Friday night before a holiday, sitting in front of a laptop computer in his kitchen, looking like a complete loon, with a flag of an African country in the background. Okay. Like, you can just make memes out of this whole video. You can just screenshot it and make memes about all of this. Okay? But even I'm saying that no, just shutting women down and all that in metal or life in general is just dumb. Men are supposed to protect and provide for women. Okay? She does the birthing. Okay? She does the birthing. Because you can't do that. You can't do that. You're not built to do that. And you're just supposed to go out and work until you die and provide. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. Okay? That's just life, bro. Okay, so there's that, and then the second question that I got was, and I think there's a bet or something around this one. When will Trump become Prime Minister of Israel, or should he become Prime Minister of Israel? I don't even think he's eligible, and I think he's doing a different option, okay? Because they passed the one big, beautiful, bloated bill that's just gonna fucking tank the dollar, tank the GDP, make everything even more expensive, and just waste all the government's money on a massive military budget and the Golden Dome. So I think instead of him becoming Prime Minister of Israel, the final phase of Make America Great Again is that we become like Israel. Like, we're gonna have fucking falafel everywhere, and it just be a kibbutzim, and Golden Dome, which is just a ripoff of Israel's Iron Dome, only bigger. So that way when Mexico or Canada tries to just fucking send their drones over here to drop the fucking fentanyl, that shit can just get shot down. Because you know that's what the next like, fucking thing is going to be. Is fucking drones with fentanyl. Okay. But anyway. That's that. So I think instead of him becoming Prime Minister of Israel, we're just going to become, like, physically like Israel. And then we won't have... And if it's not kosher, you don't have it. Okay. Now, as I posted yesterday, I did finally, after almost a year's worth of delays, receive the Aria Horde and Migos de Jehovah record. And this is the... Well, this is the other side of it. Okay. I mean, this one's kind of hard to see because, or at least what I'm looking at in the video. It was supposed to be the flag, but it's really hard to see with the lighting in here. But the black part in the center is actually not as wide. And this literally looks like a Pokeball. Okay? Like somebody pointed that out as I posted this picture, and they're like, gotta catch them all. And this is literally, okay... And we're at a new level of just trolling here, and this is, again... Winter Solstice Productions is just at the forefront of the avant-garde, and this is just more of us being at the tip of the spear. I mean, it's a heavy burden to carry this and be this, and we do this. Okay, because, see, this is limited to, like, we had to press 25 of these. That's enough for me, the band, and everybody that pre-ordered this stuff last year with it being delayed indefinitely. Okay? And so the really limited version that everybody's going to want that's already sold out. It looks like a Pokeball. And what I'm going to do is, and when somebody rips my idea off, you can just send them back to this video or just post this video, and then we can just continue to vindicate my powers of clairvoyance and sorcery. Because, I mean, I can predict the fucking future. Okay? And somebody's going to rip this off before I go, and we can... Otherwise, I'm going to press more records and just get more Pokeball designs. Like, I got, like, a chart, and then we're going to have, like, you know, the Great Ball, the Ultra Ball, the Master Ball variant. I mean, there are other balls. I mean... Are country balls still a thing? I mean, if that is, can somebody fucking tell me where that's, like, happening at? Because I remember those comics. I love those comics. But I'm seriously going to just press more records that look like Pokeballs. No. And just have that be a thing. But that aside, because this is supposed to be a flag. It's supposed to represent a certain flag, but that got all messed up. So that's that. But this is limited to 25. And then obviously we're going to be releasing the other, you know, the black, the white, and the red variants very soon. Okay, now I'm going to do the drawing. I got the bingo cage here. Okay, put my notes where you can see them. Edit that out. Okay, but I got the bingo cage here. All right, now we're gonna do. Okay, we got one. We got two here. All right, so. Okay, now before I read these, and if anybody fucking makes a joke or a meme about me holding two white little balls here about this, I'm gonna find you, whoever you are, and make you hate your life. Okay? Alright, now with Aryan Horde, all of the drawings, I have a spreadsheet here, which I cannot, yeah, okay. I have a spreadsheet here, and, yeah. We have, you were one of the people that originally pre-ordered this, and we cannot fulfill your order because we're still waiting on those back-ordered CDs. Your order numbers were put in here multiple times, or more than. You have a higher chance of obtaining a test press. So we got B11, and that would be WS-1125. And where the fuck is a pen? Okay, so we got that. I'm gonna put this one back in the ball cage. And then we got G49, which was WS1140. And you will receive the test presses with your order. And if you are one of the people who ordered this and you do not get a tracking number by, I'm going to just say, not the 4th, but the following Friday, then I'm unable to fulfill your order until we get other stuff, and then you either need to contact me or just to pay postage again, or buy this or buy something else, and then just let me know so I can send you the stuff that we have here for you, and then continue to partially. And by the way, I got the Copernicus tapes too, and then the factory just put the inserts for Copernicus like on the sides of the boxes, so that they're just in public for customs or anywhere to see. Never mind if it transfers through a certain country or something. And of course, I'm having to undo this palette in a strip mall with a fucking like vaporwave soundtrack everywhere. It's like, okay, guys. I mean, just come on here. Okay. And now we're gonna do the Brahmastra test press drawings, but I have the other two questions I got, and the first one was that I have was somebody had requested either my analysis or for me to elaborate on the band Black Braid being an industry plant. Okay. Now, I don't remember if I ever said they were specifically an industry plant or where the origin of that came from. Black Braid, from what my research has been able to tell me, is just a completely non-real facade, and that the guy who does the band, who is either now being, I guess now his birthplace is Mexico, but it was just some guy, okay, that just like lived near a reservation. So there's that. Okay, they just lived near a res, just didn't want to be on that, didn't even want to go to that. Because, I mean, nobody wants to go to the Indian reservation. Like, I've been there. It's depressing. But to go do work on Indian reservations, and it's just depressing. And that's just bad. But nobody wants to be on the res. But I digress. Okay, so you Black Braid. Okay, now I think a plant is somebody that is planted in a group of people by another entity to infiltrate it, usually for the purposes of either learning something or sabotage. And I do not think that Black Braid is necessarily sabotaging underground black metal. And anything that he would learn by infiltrating, you would not learn that by being Black Braid. So that's just not plausible. My theory and analysis is, though, and especially because the white guy that helps do the band was paid for or was responsible for them being interviewed in the failed New York Times. Failing New York Times. I mean, I think it's failed now. Does anybody pay to read that anymore? I mean, yeah, if you're some wonk in some leftist-controlled area, maybe. But yeah, nobody that would. But you probably wouldn't be buying black metal records if you did that, because you would have money. So there's that. But no. Black Braid is just somebody that, again, like with Asrar, where they have all this money, you can at least kind of figure out where they get the money to do this, or there is at least a semi-plausible explanation. Okay, I mean, he sells records, but Black Braid is something that the entire band, I mean, I've seen like part of one of the music videos. I can't believe I actually listened to that. And it's all just like AI and CGI, and it's not even real. And the entire thing is one gigantic paid PR campaign. Okay? Like, they seriously went and they did a black metal band, and this is why everybody thinks it's an industry plant when it's just funded by industry, presumably, or from anything. Okay. Because, you see, they took a black metal band, an atmospheric, ambient, indigenous black metal band when that was just taken off, and Pan American Native Front, and all those guys, and everybody was just buying all of that, and they're all just BTC knockoffs. Like Volhan, or however you pronounce it, and Blue Hummingbird on the left. Like, I like those bands. Like, I actually will listen to those records when I want to listen to metal records not related to Winter Solace. Like, those are really good. That's good quality music. And then you have all these clones. And Black Braid just came off of that because somebody just... I don't want to say smelled that they could make money, but they saw a chance for their ego to just expand and for them to go play a rock star. Because at this point, the amount of paid press and paid PR and paid propaganda going into that band likely does not yield a return, which is why they had to do a GoFundMe to fix their stupid tour van. I mean, you're a black metal band in America. Why would you even go tour? Why would you do that? But again, I'm not a big live concert guy. Or doing anything in public. But that's why they had to go do that GoFundMe, because they probably have no money because they're just losing it all on press and PR. Because there's like Nuclear Blast level corporate black metal bands. And then there's Black Braid, which is trying to outspend all of that. And I would assume it's not working. So that's just... My analysis of Black Braid, is that it's just this giant waste of money. Okay? Like, he did some fucking cameo now, or backing vocals on one track for some fucking Century Media failed disaster. And nobody even cares. And it's like, okay. This is literally just somebody spending every single dime that they can get to go pay to be a rock star. Because that's all that this is. You're just paying to do stuff. To just see your ego expand. That's it. And some people are wired where that's what they got to do. Okay, but some people aren't. Anyway, that one that went a little long. All right, and then number two, the other question is how to purge the liberal trendies from black metal, or will black metal ever beat those people? If you're talking about right-wing black metal versus left-wing black metal, we will probably never win that, because at this point, you see all these people that make all these stupid statements distancing themselves from NSBM, okay? Oh, we were never this, we were never that. It's like, it's not even a political thing. They just don't want to be a parody of themselves and be associated with things that are a parody of itself. I mean, has that thought ever, cross anybody's mind? That they just want it to be, serious? And then all the we are super serious people, by the way, are completely fake. Okay? Like one of these bands that everybody says is just super, super serious. They did a new album, and the only guy that, originally was remotely involved with all that, well, he performed his function, his role that he was credited for. His only creative contributions to that were doing lyrics for 4 songs. Okay, and then you get some other 7-inch that he did, where one of the tracks, was just credited as being written and recorded and composed entirely, everything, by some random guy that's not even in the band. Okay. And that's a complete, just, parody of everything. And, that's what's considered the standard to outsiders, or people that just, only, vacation here in this. And, people see that and go, well, this is just a failure. And they want to distance themselves from that. And until something's done about that, you're not pushing back against that. All right. And now for Brahmastra, we're going to draw 3 of them. Solar Warden. Not sure what happened here, because this is supposed to be a tricolor marble, and what we got was, I kind of wonder how well it matches what we ordered. Because, yeah, there's black marbling, and if you look really close, you can see red marbling. Not sure what happened there, but I will still call that a win, and that's that. So I'm going to draw, and in this one there's 3 test presses made available. So the first one is N39, which is WS 2025 7953. And we have 069, which would be WS 2025 7996. This guy has got to be, if this is who I think it is, it's got to be some weird luck going here. Because and then we have B11 again. WS 2025 7983. Again, you will receive those with your orders. So thank you. And then this is for the people that are downloading this on the podcast. This is the final video of that. So just want to say thank you and have a wonderful holiday and a wonderful weekend.